Not all languages have just one word for I. In fact, Japanese has an insane number of first-person pronouns. Watashi is the most common and most versatile word for I, used by both men and women in formal situations. It's also used a lot by women in casual speech. Watashi is the shortened form of watashi, which is the extra polite version. Boku, originally referred to as servant. It's a more casual pronoun used by male speakers, but it's commonly used in formal situations too. For men, this is a very versatile choice. It is generally pronounced boku, but some people now pronounce it boku. It can also be used as a second-person pronoun to refer to a boy. Ore is a very casual word used by male speakers. It's generally used when talking to friends and can be considered rude if used in a formal situation where more humility is expected. The kanji character ore was only added to the official Joyo kanji list in 2010, and during its consideration it even faced opposition for being an indecent word. That opposition probably just came from some crazy old boomer, but you get the idea. Atachi is a variation of watashi, which saw widespread use in Edo by both men and women, but it's now only used by women, unless you're gay. Uchi is another informal pronoun that originated from the Kansai region and is often used by young women and schoolgirls. It has recently become popular across the whole country, not just Kansai. Washi is used mainly by men in Western Japan, but has been largely replaced by ore in the younger generations. In fiction, washi is often used by typical old man characters. Seisha is a humble way of referring to oneself, associated with samurai and ninjas. It can often be heard in historical fiction, but maybe don't actually use this unless you want to sound like an absolute cringe-lord neckbeard. Warawa originally referred to a female servant and was used by women as a humble word for I. But the meaning has now flipped entirely, being used by powerful anime ladies to portray a sense of arrogance and superiority. Think of Priscilla from ReZero and you'll get the idea. Riju from Breath of the Wild also refers to herself with this pronoun. Ching is an ancient sounding word used in written orders from the Emperor. Emperor Hirohito used this pronoun in his famous radio broadcast announcing Japan's surrender. However, in normal conversation during meetings, the Showa Emperor actually used watashi, and in private even referred to himself as Boku. Ching is also used to translate Louis XIV's famous saying, I am the state. Ching wa kokkanari. Wagahai has a grandiose, important feel to it, and is famously used in Natsume Soseki's novel, Wagahai wa neko de aru, where the cat protagonist looks down on the foolishness of humanity. It is also used by Bowser in the Super Mario franchise. Ore-sama is used in fiction by cocky, overconfident characters like Garfield from ReZero. No one actually uses this in real life, but it is used to describe someone who thinks they're super important. Jibun is a personal pronoun that became popular following the Meiji Restoration, as its use was encouraged in the army. Although in the modern self-defense forces, watashi is encouraged instead. It is still used as a casual, somewhat masculine-sounding pronoun, strongly associated with sporty guys, and is sometimes used by women too. Honshoku is used by police officers to refer to themselves while on duty. The more humble variation of this is shoshoku. Me comes from the English word me. No one actually says this, but it can be used in fiction by characters who love foreign culture. But honestly, the only example I can think of is that crazy old guy from Breath of the Wild. In some situations, people, especially children, might refer to themselves by their own name. This is generally seen as cute and innocent, though it can sound childish for adults to do this. And by childish, I mean absolute cringe. Idols do still use it to sound quirky though. After talking about pronouns in Japanese, an important feature to mention is that similar to languages like Spanish, Japanese is a pro-drop language, meaning pronouns are optional. Unlike English, where you must always include pronouns like I or you, in Japanese they can be dropped if the context makes it clear who is being referred to. In Japanese, the words for I carry a lot more meaning than just referring to yourself.